boy who spoke to wolves. Long ago, beyond the forests where the rivers sang and the mountains touched the sky, there was a village called Elder Hollow. The people of Elder Hollow were simple folk who lived by the seasons and respected the wild woods that surrounded them. For generations, they had an understanding with the creatures of the forest. The humans would keep to the fields, and the wolves would keep to the deep woods. But sometimes, magic stirs where boundaries are drawn. And so it was that a boy named Kalen was born during the blood moon, when the sky turned red and the wolves howled through the night. Some whispered that Kalen would bring trouble. Others said he was blessed. His mother, a kind weaver, paid no mind to the gossip and raised Kalen with love and patience. From the time he could walk, Kalen would wander near the forest's edge, listening to the whispers of the wind and the rustle of leaves. He was a quiet boy, but his eyes gleamed with curiosity. It wasn't long before he discovered his peculiar gift. He could understand the language of the wolves. It began one autumn evening when Kalen, no more than 7, ventured too far into the trees. He tripped and twisted his ankle, crying out. As dusk fell, he heard soft padding around him. A pack of wolves, their eyes glinting like lanterns, circled him. Terrified, Kalen closed his eyes, expecting the end. But instead of teeth and claws, he heard a voice, low and rumbling, in his mind. "Fear not, cub. We mean no harm." He opened his eyes and met the gaze of a great silver wolf, larger than any he had ever imagined. Her name, he somehow knew, was Mirren. She and her pack carried Kalen gently back to the village's edge and disappeared before the villagers could see them. From that day on, Kalen would slip into the forest in secret, learning the ways of the wolves. They taught him how to listen to the earth, how to run with the wind, and how to survive with honor. In return, he taught them about the ways of humans. Years passed, and Kalen grew into a lithe, bright-eyed youth. But not all in Elder Hollow were pleased with the boy who spent too much time in the woods. Some called him Wolf's Blood, a curse upon their village. Trouble brewed when the harvests failed 2 years in a row. The village elders, desperate and afraid, decided the wolves were to blame. They claimed the beasts cursed their fields and demanded that hunters be sent to destroy them. Kalen begged the elders to reconsider. "The wolves have kept our forests free of worse evils," he argued. "Without them, darker things will come. But fear is a stubborn root." The hunters set out, armed with spears and fire. The forest wept as trees burned and wolves fell. Kalen, torn between 2 worlds, sought out Mirren. He found the great silver wolf wounded, her flank pierced by an arrow. "This was not your doing, young one," she whispered, her breath shallow. "But there is a darkness deeper than humans fear. It stirs now that the balance is broken." Kalen vowed to save what remained of the wolves and heal the bond between humans and nature. Mirren told him of the heart of the forest, a hidden glen where the oldest magic lived. If Kalen could awaken the heart, perhaps he could restore the peace. Taking only his cloak and a carved bone whistle Mirren gifted him, Kalen ventured into the deep woods, a part of the forest few dared tread. The trees there were ancient and tall as towers, their roots tangled like serpents. For days, Kalen traveled, guided by dreams and the distant howls of the remaining wolves. He faced many perils: treacherous bogs, spirits that tried to lead him astray, and beasts twisted by the rising darkness. One night, Kalen found himself at the foot of a colossal oak, its trunk wide as a house. In its hollow, a dark shape stirred. A creature of shadow and bone emerged, the worm of rot, an ancient curse that thrived when nature was wounded. "You dare wake me, child of men and beasts?" the worm hissed. Kalen stood firm. "I come to restore what has been broken." The worm laughed, a sound like trees snapping in a storm. "Then you must face my riddles or be consumed." It asked 3 riddles, each more twisted than the last. Kalen answered with the wisdom he had learned from the wolves. What is stronger than stone, yet breaks with a word? Trust, Kalen answered. What runs but never tires, devours but leaves no bones. Time, he said. What belongs to you but is used more by others? Your name, Kalen replied. Defeated, the worm shrieked and dissolved into mist, leaving behind a path to the heart of the forest. In a glade where moonlight pooled like silver water, Kalen found a stone altar wrapped in vines. Placing the bone whistle upon it, he sang in the tongue of the wolves, a song of sorrow and hope. The ground trembled. Vines bloomed with flowers of light. A surge of warmth flooded the forest as the heart awakened. Back in Elder Hollow, the villagers awoke to find their fields lush and green once more. The river, dry for so long, sang a new song. Kalen returned to the village, his hair touched with silver, his eyes glowing faintly. Though some still feared him, most saw the boy not as a curse but a blessing. He taught them the old ways, how to honor the forest, how to live in balance. The wolves returned too, no longer enemies but guardians. Kalen lived many years, a bridge between human and wild. His story passed from lips to ears, from elder to child, a reminder that the world thrives not on fear, but on understanding. And in the woods, if you listen carefully, you might still hear the voice of the boy who spoke to wolves, running with his silver-furred kin beneath the endless whispering trees.